Hey, you guys. Tonight I want to talk about King Solomon, and he is a very notorious individual in the Bible. But I just want to talk about some different points in his life. Now, he is King David's son. He wrote 3 books of the Bible: Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and Song of Solomon. And he was ruling over God's people, and I'm just going to kind of fast forward in his life. And if you want to know more about his life, if you don't know it, of course, it's in the Word of God. So fast forwarding to when he was ruling over God's people, God came to him and said, "Hey, Solomon, what do you want from me? Whatever you ask is what I'm going to give you." In short, this isn't verbatim, but in short, this is what God said to him. So he was like, "God, you know what? All I want is to have wisdom and knowledge to lead your people." And God was like, "Bet. Since you asked me for wisdom and knowledge to lead my people, just that, and you didn't ask me to kill your enemies, you didn't ask me to give you wealth, you didn't ask me to give you possessions, long life, or honor," he said, "I'm going to give you exactly what you asked me for, but I'm going to give you some more. So I'm going to give you wealth, I'm going to give you possessions, I'm going to give you honor, and you're going to have this so much so more than any other king before you and any other king after you," right? So this is what God gave Solomon. Now, in the meantime, there were some different things that happened throughout Solomon's life. He was well known for having 700 wives and 300 side chicks, and he just a lot of different things went on in his life. And in the book of Ecclesiastes, he talks about how there's a time and a season for everything. And then he talks about different things being meaningless and so on. So I say that to say, Solomon has had some good days in the Lord, and he's had some bad days. But he did not No, I'm just kidding. So listen, he had some good days in God, right? And then he had some days where he didn't see some godly outcomes because he did some of the things that he wasn't supposed to do, right? But in all that, this is what he says. So in Ecclesiastes 12, verse 13, he says, now he's experienced a lot. And I consider Solomon as an individual who has done it all and seen it all and everything else, okay? And I say that to say, sometimes I'm not an auto mechanic, right? So if I were since I'm not an auto mechanic, I can't tell you how to fix a car. But you can take a real auto mechanic's advice on how to fix a car, because they've been there, they've done it, they've perfected it. So you can take their advice because they've been through that walk, right? But with Solomon's life, man, I think we should be able to take his advice because he's been through this walk. That and more, rather. So in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13, he says this. He says, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God," not meaning be scared of God. It means reverence God, respect him, "and keep his commandments," meaning do whatever he says, right? He says, "For this is the whole duty of man." So again, he says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. That's powerful to me from a man who has done it all, seen it all, and more, right? And it's powerful to me because if this is what he has gained from life, right, I think we should be able to take his advice. So in my conclusion, I say, let us reverence God, man, and do what he says. Because honestly, that is the whole duty of man. That's what we've been placed here for his purpose and his purpose alone. God bless you. Have a great night. He loves you, and so do I. Bye-bye.